Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video and gameplay. Today we're back again with the Wheel of Wheels, who's picking us our two different regions, and we'll end up picking also two different champions to put together in those regions. So we'll see what we get here, and without further ado, let's spin the wheel here. I really spun there. Alright, so the first region we have is Frejlord, and I imagine that little bit of music there is going to be kind of loud on the recording, so sorry in advance. Alright, so we're not going to take it off, we're going to spin it again, and we could possibly end up with the Frejlord again, so let's see what we get here. Piltover and Zaun. Alright, so our second little bit of music there gives us Piltover and Zaun, so let's finish that there, and type in the names of these champions from the two regions. Alright, so now we've got all of the champions on here, and I want to note that for all of these Wheel of Wheels, I had Piltover and Zaun, and so if I get Teemo again, that's going to be pretty funny. Let's see who our first champion is here. Alright, so the first champion we have is Tryndamere. Interesting, says we don't normally see Tryndamere matched with Piltover Zaun. And our second champion, ooh, we about got Teemo. So we have a Tryndamere Ezreal combo, and this could be kind of interesting to see where this actually goes. Yeah, kind of interesting, and we'll see you back in the league, not the league, we'll see you back in the Legends of Runeterra deck builder. So here we are back in the Legends of Runeterra deck builder, and I have a deck concept now that I've come up with around Ezreal and Tryndamere. I suppose the kind of challenge around making a deck like this is fitting them both into a well-constructed and deck that actually makes sense. And that's really hard to do with Ezreal and Tryndamere, because with Ezreal you have to target enemies in order to level them up, and with Tryndamere is basically, you want to get him out as soon as possible because he's a heavy-hitting, overwhelmed champion that can deal a ton of damage. And yeah, it's just kind of difficult to imagine the two together. So we're including a ton of targeted spells in this deck. At least with Frejlord and Ezreal, we do have like flash freezes that we can use as targeted abilities as well. I ended up only using really flash freeze as a targeted spell from Frejlord though. All the other ones I had originally in it as I was trying it out. I was trying frostbite or harsh winds, and I tried the Avarosin, the Icefell Archer, and potentially I was trying the Avarosin Marksman just to get some of these targeted abilities and helping level up Ezreal. But kind of what I found out about it was that it was kind of hard to include them into the deck, just because of their health stats. They were, with the Ezreal decks, I mean, the targeted spells are great, but if you don't have a lot of units and they can just be taken out by spells themselves, you're susceptible to a lot of just open damage on your Nexus. And so it was just more beneficial to include units like the Kindly Tavern Keeper, who could mitigate a lot of damage, and just more damaging spells from Piltover and Zaun that I could use to attack enemies and stop them from attacking. So that's kind of what I did here. So I've got a full set of Thermogenic Beam, full set of Mystic Shot, one to get excited. I've got two Gotchas. I've got a full set of Static Shock. I'm running two Tri-Beam Improbulators, and yeah, one War Mother's Call, which is kind of an interesting inclusion into the deck actually. So yeah, with this Tri-Beam Improbulator, you really want these 3-cost units and spells that you can use to kind of buff this up and get units out of it as well, and deal a ton of damage to enemy units. And so yeah, we've got two Vault Breakers, which the Tri-Beam Improbulator right now is being used in the Targon version of the deck with Hush, and you can get multiple uses out of Hush. That's a 3-cost burst spell, so we're doing the same thing with Vault Breaker here. Yeah, Kindly Tavern Keeper works really well with Excited, Flash Freeze, Ezreal, Avarosin, Trapper, all those cards super good. Helps us to get more use out of the Tri-Beam Improbulator. probably not the. We're only running 2 of them in the deck, so it's not the most efficient way to use the spell, but it's another targeting damaging spell that we can get another unit out of. So it's really advantageous to use this, and also to keep it in your opening hand almost every time. Alright, and then yeah, the Tryndamere, the Vault Breaker works really well. It just gives him a whole bunch more attack that we can use on his Overwhelm, and the same thing with Ezreal as well. Being an elusive unit, you can put these Vault Breaker spells on him and just get a whole bunch of extra damage. Alright, so for early game, we really, just Thermogenic Beam. We've got Rummage as well, 2 Clump of Lumps, and a full set of Chump Wump for card discard and more drawing, and also for late game once Ezreal is leveled up. We can use that as burst speed spells to finish off the enemy. Super important, the mushrooms, and also just shuffling through the deck and getting the damaging targeting spells that we need to protect our Nexus. Alright, and then let's talk about War Mother's Call at the very end here. This is kind of an interesting inclusion into the deck because we are running so few units. With War Mother's Call, we're pretty much getting a champion. Well, not pretty much. We've got 16 units, and 6 of those are champions. So it's about 40% of our units are champions. So we use a War Mother's Call. There's a very good chance that we're going to be getting a champion, an extra champion onto the board that round. And if Ezreal's leveled up, we get more use out of his cast a spell, deal 2 to the enemy Nexus, and then if we get another Tryndamere down, that's just another powerful unit that's going to be really hard to block. Just you're able to spread out the board. War Mother's Call, low-key, is actually a pretty cool card in this deck, just because we're running very few units. And then, if you're going against Ionia or another kind of control deck, it is, you can just use that as like a discard with Rummage or something, or with Get Excited in the deck as well. You don't actually have to use it, which is kind of the great thing about it. It's a 12-cost card. It's a huge investment if you don't get use out of it. They like deny it, War Mother's Call, you can just use it as a discard option instead early on and get some more card draws. So anyway, that's about the extent of the deck. If I'm to rate this on how viable it is, this is probably a tier 3 deck. It's not even a tier 2. I did get some pretty good wins out of it. It can work, and it is kind of confusing, I think, to opponents when you're going against them. They don't really know where the deck is going, but overall it's pretty fun to build, pretty fun to make this and get it to work out, and using Tryndamere in a deck that is kind of interesting. So anyway, that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Alright, Demacia and Shadow Isles. So this looks like it could be kind of interesting. Actually, I have no idea where this is going. Actually, maybe I do. Undying. It's probably an Undying deck, which is a hard counter to what we want to do. Vault Breaker is actually not too bad then. I think the only way we win this is if we get War Mothers. And we can deal direct damage to the Nexus.
We weren't expecting callers! She's just trimming her claws!
Alright, we can put out Ezreal right now. I think we just have to deal direct damage to the Nexus. I don't even think we want to. I don't think we even want to try to attack his units. Alright, he's outside of a single combat range, so I'm actually just going to let him attack here. And basically I'm just trying to wear him down before he wears me down. Okay, see if he's got a double single combat. Not much I can do about it if he does. Okay.
Firing.
Not a good way to really, you know, counter that, so... And he's gonna have more single combats as well.
Returned with interest.
That is ridiculous. Okay, so... okay, that just screwed me super hard. That is really ridiculous. That kind of bugs me. Okay, he's holding. That is so ridiculous. The chances of him getting that. Let's hope he doesn't have a single combat here. No, we just lose. And he's got it. Okay, good. He probably didn't play that right. I know he's thinking like he wants to make it harder to well, I shouldn't say that. It's leveling up my Ezreal, right? And I've got quite a few burst speed spells in hand right now.
Stop bragging if you could back it
Okay, we're
up.
just going to attack. If he does have a single combat, we now have a way to counter it, so that's nice.
Not me. Charge.
Okay, we're pretty much forced to kill this now. He's just trying to spread out, which is kind of annoying. And yeah, that's about the end of it. Alright.
I'm so good, I surprised myself.
What are we at? 6, so we need 2 mystic shots there. We need more than that, actually. Okay, Gotcha's okay. See if he's got anything here. Atrocity. You can still have Atrocity. We're not out of this quite yet.
One shot, all skill.
Alright, we gotta play the Chump Wump first. If he doesn't have anything here, then we win. Or do we? We're one off.
Oh, that's a harvest right there.
Okay. See what we got here. See if he's got a play.
I'm through waiting.
And he surrendered. So yay, we got the win. That was pretty lucky. We got exactly what we needed with Gotcha and Static Shock. Managed to level up Ezreal, had just enough mana to finish off the game there with the mushrooms and the Avaros and Trappers. So generally that is the worst matchup for Ezreal, so I am frankly kind of surprised we got the win there. And he played it pretty aggressively too. He could have played it a little bit better. I don't know what his hand state really was, but it didn't really seem like he was making a lot of good decisions, you know, just kind of doing really fast plays and stuff. But yeah, I ended up getting the win there. I'm pretty happy about it. Alright, so we're going against a Sejuani Teemo deck. And yeah, I mean, we kind of counter the Teemo, especially if we get a Thermogenic Beam early on. I think we're attack first, so we're going to definitely keep the Mystic Shot. Static Shock's okay as well. We're going to get rid of the other two. Alright, we really like to see these together as well. So this is nice. If he plays Teemo, we've got a Mystic Shot we can use to take him out. So not too bad. I'm gonna let this go through. It does help to level up Sejuani, but I'm also, I guess, kind of baiting out a Teemo. Alright, so let's play the Avaros and Trapper.
We see through all.
We'll attack here. Okay. Yeah, in the round, that looks okay. And we just barely pulled the Enraged Yeti. Super nice. We're actually going to play our Chump Bump as well because we're in range for, we're in range to kill his, rather than playing our Enraged Yeti, which we don't get a lot of value out of. Alright, I'm fine with ending the round there. And I'm going to attack. He probably has Fury of the North in hand already. I would kind of assume. Alright, so he uses a Mystic Shot himself. So I'm actually going to Mystic Shot him. I want to force out a Fury of the North, and it's a passive Fury of the North too if he wants to keep him alive. Okay, he's got Elixir of Iron, so that's fine.
An auspicious season. This would be a good winter.
And yeah, we're looking pretty good on our units here. Played down a Enraged Yeti, and he is running pretty low.
An auspicious season. Blessed by snow and stars.
Alright. This tells me there's a good chance he's got a Teemo in hand.
Fear beyond.
One. Alright, we're gonna play our Chump Wump here.
These eyes see all.
Alright, we really want to be drawing our Ezreal, and also it's okay to use these draws before he gets a ton of mushrooms in, and he already damaged us that round too, so yeah, perfectly fine to use those. Thermogenic Beam is a good one. Out 4? Jeez-o-wheeze. That's lucky. Ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to attack here.
Does not ruffle our feathers.
Use Frostbite. Using that just to get my Improbulator a little bit more powerful. Can take him out. 6. Once again, since he damaged us, we're going to get rid of these cards and pull some others. I think it's acceptable to use this, to be honest. Ezreal's at 6 of 8, and we're just going to finish this up. He's got another card to protect his unit with, like Fury of the North. Hopefully he'll use it, and he doesn't. Okay. Alright, so that looks okay. Let's see. I didn't mean to emote there. He's probably going to beat me now. It's funny.
Pain is nothing.
Yeah, see, he's got the sedge. Alright, let's play our Clump of Wumps. This is going to be to prevent him from using that, so Flash Freeze here. We're going to force him into Fury of the North if he's got it. He's still not going to damage the Nexus though. Alright, that's fine. We're at 3 now. Still think that's pretty funny. Okay, now we're at 12. I think it's fine to actually play this right now. Shouldn't be able to deny it. And we'll just start getting our units out.
You should have joined me when you had the chance.
So Tryndamere is obviously the best one that we could possibly get here. Any frostbites? Okay, that's fine. We'll force that out of him early. Yeah, just gonna finish. I hope I get a
Patience.
harsh winds. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna heal our Nexus. Again, I'm just powering up my Tri-Beam Improbulator here, and we have enough mana for harsh winds, which is nice. Okay, now we want to attack this round. Let's see, we get our Enraged Yeti. That's really good. So yeah, I'm just gonna full swing here. I've got harsh winds to deal with him.
My life for Avarosa. I'm a peddler, not a meddler.
What are we at? We're at 7. We're just gonna spread out here, I think. Okay, and he surrendered. So yeah, I guess the emote worked there, guys. That was pretty funny. And I guess I also War Mother's Call is okay in certain situations, so I don't mind keeping it in the deck just because, like in that, in this situation they couldn't punish it at all, right? If it's Ionia, I would probably just use it as like discard material, but yeah, they just couldn't punish it, and the Tryndamere is a super powerful draw to have as well, so overall, yeah, not too upset about that. It was kind of a funny win, and accidental emote.